Welcome to WTT Feeder Manchester.
WTT Feeder Manchester was England's first ever WTT tournament, with competitors from countries as diverse as Chinese Taipei, Cameroon, the USA and Ecuador chasing those all-important ranking points in Olympic year. More than 2,000 spectators enjoyed 4 days of action at the National Cycling Centre in Manchester, as well as getting the chance to learn the game or take on one of our challenges in the fan zone. There were also 14 English athletes competing, including a number of teenagers. We start our roundup by taking a look at how they got on in the qualifying rounds on day one. Tiana Yu competed well before bowing out to highly rated French player Issa Koch.
3-4.
Conor Green picked up a fantastic win over Daniele Pinto. The Italian is ranked almost 400 places above him at number 312 in the world.
11-4, going to Green. 8-10.
Ben Piggott bowed out to Italian Jordi Piccolin.
Even one games, Piccolin.
And then Green was back on court, bidding to overcome a rankings gap of more than 550 places to defeat Brazil's Eric Duty and qualify for the main draw.
Ten-all. 10-11. 12-10, going to Green. Green wins 3 games to 1.
I tried to put too much expectation on the match, and I was just trying not to think about whether I'd win or lose, or I just tried to follow the tactics that I was going to try and play, and that was all I was trying to think about, really. I mean, even just to play one of these matches would have been great, and now I'm playing 3, so it's just great experience every time.
So Conor Green made it through to the main draw on day 2, but first all eyes were on Sophie Early as she took on the 4th seed Britt Airland of the Netherlands.
11-10. 11-all. 5-6.
So another fantastic performance by an English youngster as Early beats an opponent more than 260 places above her in the rankings.
14-12. Then I managed to early win 3 games to 2.
After what an uncomfortable feeling in your body, so many people watching and knowing that you've had a lot of match points. And it's every rally is very long, so I felt, in my stomach I felt really uncomfortable, but I think I did well and I managed well. I was trying to keep active and run around and try and convince myself that I'm not stressed or nervous, and I think that really helped. Being able to push through in difficult moments I think that's more valuable, and I certainly will remember that much more rather than if I won easy.
However, all the other English athletes were not able to join her in the last 16 as they all bowed out to players ranked higher than them, including defeats for Tintin Ho against the 5th seed and Mari Baldwin against the 6th seed. Molly Patterson, Emily Bolton were also eliminated.
5-1.
Yeah, no, it's been really good. Really nice to play in front of home crowd, obviously. Really good to be around such a high level group of players.
Conor Green's reward for his brilliant performance in qualifying was to face England teammate Tom Jarvis in the last 32. There was to be no more glory for the youngster, however, as the national champion ruthlessly ended his run.
5-1.
Louis Price got a last-minute call-up to the event as a wild card in place of the great Timo Boll, who was unwell. Price's tournament was ended by another German, Stefan Mengel, while David Macbeth and Cheyenne Siraj were also eliminated.
5-8.
Liam Pitchford was the top seed for the men's singles, and he started with a routine victory over Italy's Nigel Stoyanov.
6-all. 11-7, game 3-1.
There was also Italian opposition for Paul Drinkall, and he too looked in good form as he defeated Mihai Bobacica.
With Bobo, it's always a really tricky match. We've played a lot over the last 20 years, I guess. No, not that many, but the last 10, 15 years we've played a lot. Very tricky style, not really an open game. It feels sometimes like it's a really strange match without rallies, but very tactical and very good to come through it. Yeah, crowd give you a hand as well. Yeah, it's nice. Usually at feeders especially, there's not even really space for spectators, so it's nice, and yeah, hopefully it keeps growing and they keep getting more and more behind us.
In the mixed doubles, Great Britain's top pair Liam Pitchford and Anna Hersey looked in great touch as they started their campaign with a 3-0 win over Spanish opponents.
Love 2. 11-7, game Pitchford and Hersey. Pitchford and Hersey win 3-0.
Tom Jarvis and Tintin Ho also started positively, defeating an Italian pair.
7-6. Game 11-5, Jarvis and Ho. Jarvis and Ho win 3-0.
But there was no joy for the other English pairings, who were all knocked out, including defeat for Louis Price and Maury Baldwin to British pair Harry Doherty and Hannah Silcock.
11-9, game 2.
7-10. 4-3. 9-4.
On to the women's doubles, and a great victory for Tiana Yu and Sophie Early over handy French competitors Audrey Zarif and Issa Koch.
11-7, game to Sophie and Yu. 11-7, game and match to Yu and Sophie.
But there was defeat in 2 matches for pairs involving English players.
1-2.
8-10.
Welcome back to part 2 of our WTT Feeder Manchester Rewind show as we look back at days 3 and 4 and see the champions crowned. But before we look back at the action, we hear from Table Tennis England Chief Executive Adrian Christie.
Again, this all looks amazing, but about 1.5 miles from here, we've got the first of our major ping hubs established now, and the partners in Manchester and the Great Northern Warehouse, where we're seeing just thousands of people coming through, playing table tennis, trying table tennis. We've got a university, a varsity match between the 2 main universities in the city. All of that is part of the major event strategy. Again, it's not just about the big show, it's about the legacy that leaves behind for the sport.
Day 3 started with the mixed doubles quarter-finals, and that was the end of the road for all the British pairs as they went out to higher ranked opponents.
11-9, Jarvis and Ho. 4-5. 7-10.
There was better news in the women's doubles as Tintin Ho and Wales' Anna Hersey combined to win the all-British tie against Tiana Yu and Sophie Early to secure their spot in the semi-finals.
Even. Even 9. Even 9 games.
And there was an all-English clash in the men's doubles as Tom Jarvis and David Macbeth took on Louis Price and Cheyenne Siraj.
12-10, game to Jarvis and 11-9, game to...
It went all the way to a
11-8.
fifth game before Jarvis and Macbeth took the victory and that place in the semi-finals.
11-4, game and match to Jarvis.
So to the singles, and Sophie Early was on the crest of a wave after her first-round victory over fourth seed Britt Ireland. She took on Italy's Deborah Vivarelli in the last 16, but sadly there was to be no repeat as Vivarelli edged a thrilling encounter.
Vivarelli wins 3 games to 0.
Men's top seed Liam Pitchford faced real problems when he trailed Germany's Ricardo Valfa by 2 games to love, having also been given a yellow and a yellow-red card.
14-11.
However, spurred on by the home crowd, he turned it around to win 3-2 and move into the quarter-finals.
11-6, James Pitchford. 11-3, James Pitchford. Pitchford wins 3 games.
I just had to find everything, that I had inside myself and just keep going and finding a way. I think at the start of the match I was a little bit stressed, a little bit angry, probably let that get the best of me. Probably shouldn't have, reacted how I did. I apologise for that, but yeah, I don't know, it sort of ignited something in me, at the start of the third. I was 4-1 down and then I just said, just go for it, just keep going. And I know that I have the game to beat him, but he wasn't missing much. He was putting a lot of balls on the table and he's a tricky player.
Good sense you drawing some energy from the crowd as well.
Yeah, I think when I won that third set, the crowd sort of got back into it and got behind me and I heard all the, come on Liam, let's go. And yeah, it drags you back into it. I wanted to win for the crowd and to play again in front of them. It's nice to be here and yeah, I just hope I can, stay a bit calmer and play a little bit better than I did there, but yeah.
Paul Drinkle had to come from behind too, after losing the first game to Marcos Madrid of Mexico. But he won the next 3 to also take his place in the quarters.
11-6. Game and match.
Tom Jarvis couldn't make it 3 out of 3 for England, however,
11-8.
but he competed well
Game
against
to
Danish
Jarvis.
second seed Anders Lind, who had just too much in the end.
10-8. 11-8, game and match to Ling 3 games to...
Back in the doubles, and with places in the final at stake, there was delight for Tintin Ho and Anna Hersey as they battled through against Belgian opponents.
11-5. 11-8. Game match. 11-5. Game to Hersey and Ho. Hersey and Ho win 3 games to 1.
In the men's, England were guaranteed a presence in Sunday's final as Liam Pitchford and Paul Drinkle faced Tom Jarvis and David Macbeth. It went right to the wire as Jarvis and Macbeth sealed a surprise but deserved victory, albeit with the help of the net on match point. Drinkle was back on court soon after to take on Sweden's Elias Ranifer in the singles quarter-finals.
11-9.
His opponent was putting together a string of impressive results and he continued his run with a 3-0 victory over Drinkle.
I think I've done okay in the event as well. I've 2 solid wins, which is always nice. But obviously finishing disappointed. As we are, I mean, hopefully Tom and Dave can go and win it tomorrow and finish on a high note. I think, yeah, we had higher expectations, but it's yeah, it's difficult sport, difficult life, and it is what it is.
England's hopes rested on Liam Pitchford, who was facing Matteo Mutti of Italy.
3-7. 11-8. Game to Pitchford.
It was all going to plan until this epic rally ended painfully for England's number one, who went over on his left ankle. He had to take a medical timeout and sadly ended up having to concede the match.
Yeah, I couldn't put any pressure on my left leg, and yeah, I mean, it happens. That's sport. It's disappointing it happened now. You know, at the point it did, in front of a home crowd in a quarter-final.
On to finals day, and with spectators now surrounding the show court in the centre of the arena, it created a vibrant atmosphere to inspire the players.
Nice winner there from Madarash.
The first title to be decided was the mixed doubles, and it was a classic match between top seeds Nandor Echeki and Dora Madarash of Hungary and Ukrainian pair Anton Limonov and Solomia Bratejko.
Oh, and they take it.
11-9.
Oh, managed to make that one out of the middle. Good improvisation from Nando.
It swung one way and then the other, and the Ukrainian pair saved match points in the fourth game to take us into a decider.
A win would take them into the top 15 in the world.
Wrong side.
No. What's on side? What's on side?
7-10.
What's on side?
I think that was the wrong side. 7-10.
Umpire thought the serve was on the wrong side.
Play, please. 7-10.
But Echeki and Madaras were not to be denied a second time, though the match ended on a sour note for the beaten Ukrainians.
Saying definitely wasn't. Well, look at that. It's an unfortunate way to finish in the final. With what happened there with the call, have to look back at that again.
Britain's Hohen Hersey faced experienced pair Hanna Matalova and Barbara Balazova in their final, but got off to a great start as they took the first game.
Still get over the line when they're not at their best.
10-7.
I think there's a bit of a top edge there from Hersey. It looked like it was. Amazed how it came off. 3 game points remaining. They take it this time. It is a bit of a lottery shot, and it's easy to comment from up here, but with the pressure, it can make you rush.
11-8.
Oh wow! Fast and furious point. Balazova and Matalova now 2-1 up.
But the top seeds from Czechia and Slovakia bounced back to seal their first WTT title.
And it's all over. Balazova and Matalova do the business here.
Could Jarvis and Macbeth go one better when they faced Belgium's Florent Lambier and Martin Allegro in the men's final?
I'd say Dave Macbeth and Tom Jarvis are two players who are strong off both wings. Macbeth is more fluid, Jarvis is a bit more jagged, a bit shorter and sharper with his strokes. How did he get the blend? He's made quite a few errors there, and maybe he could have just done something a little bit different. Not necessarily. Very hard to do. Very, very hard to do.
7-10.
Unfortunately for the home crowd, it was not to be, as the Belgians won in 4.
Couldn't keep it tight enough for testing the in and out footwork. And can they add a chapter to this final tale here in Manchester? They can. Light at the end of the tunnel. to Lambier and Allegro.
Even for
And they do it.
game, Belgium.
A warm embrace. Disappointment for the British duo there, Jarvis and Macbeth, but a fantastic victory.
The first singles final saw top seed Lily Zhang of the USA looking for her first WTT title, and she was up against 7th seed Natalia Bajor of Poland, who had been in impressive form to this point.
Wide to the backhand, couldn't have been more acute.
Bajor won the first game and had chances to win the second, but Zhang dug deep to clinch it, and that set her on the path to claiming her maiden title.
Oh, but maybe she just snatched at that one a little bit. It's not easy. Top edge of the racket, balloons up. Oh, wow, that's so clutch.
First game point, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
For Lily Zhang.
Lost count of how many Bajor's had. Oh, how deep did she have to dig there, the American? 7 game points to the USA #1, and she finishes it off in such cavalier style there, Lily Zhang.
It's a pretty crucial time for a championship, facing championship point. Again, still favouring the forehand serve from the backhand side.
It finishes on a net. Would you believe it? But it was an American dream shattered in 4 previous feeder finals. But today, at the first ever WTT event hosted in England, Lily Zhang is the women's singles champion.
It was a really tough final. I think Natalia played amazing. We've played each other a few times in the past, so we know each other's games really well. And I think being down 1-0 and having a couple game points for her was really tough. But I'm really happy that I kept going, kept myself in the match, and was able to, come back and end up winning.
Our final match at the end of 4 spellbinding days was the men's singles final. 7th seed Cho Dae-seong of South Korea took on Elias Ranifer of Sweden, who had come all the way through from the qualifying rounds and even had to rearrange his flight home after reaching the final.
Oh my goodness. I mean, you wonder why he took it on with the backhand from that area. But ooh, beautiful.
Put together a 4 or 5 point run and takes this game 11 points to 7.
Ooh, the length though there.
There was to be no fairy tale ending for Ranifer, as Cho, who proved to be the tournament's outstanding player, won 3-0 to take the title without having dropped a single game.
He's done it! Not a heartbeat missed, a bead of sweat broken, not a chink in the armour.
좀 이렇게 자신감도 점점 생기면서 이제 가면 갈수록 3대 0으로 이길 수 있었던 것 같아요.
Actually, I can't also believe what I beat everybody 3-0. So it's actually I didn't imagine that. I only focused on my performance, how I play with my disciplines. So that result, that became my result. I won today, so I'm really happy to get this win.
The WTT Feeder Manchester could not have happened without the support of all our partners. So thanks are due to Manchester City Council and the National Cycling Centre, to our official equipment supplier T-Sport and Butterfly, and to our official hydration partner Applied Nutrition. And of course, not forgetting everyone at World Table Tennis and the army of volunteers who helped to make this event a success.
I love this. I love this.
So that's a wrap for WTT Feeder Manchester, our first ever WTT event in this country. Don't forget to sign up for information and news about forthcoming events, not least of course the 2026 World Championships in London. I hope you enjoyed this rewind show, and stay tuned to TTTV for all the best coverage of future events.